All through history, we've found these amazing messages from the past. They're like whispers from lost civilizations, secrets from forgotten wars. But some of them, well, despite everything we throw at them, they just refuse to talk. They're locked in a silence we haven't figured out how to break.
Sound studied, still unsolved.
So let's really get into this. Why does that happen? It turns out it's not just one simple reason, right? It's actually a few really fundamental barriers that can turn a potential treasure trove of history into a puzzle with no solution. The first big hurdle, and this is probably the most common one, is what happens when we don't just lose the message, we lose the entire language it was written in. The key to even begin translating is just gone. Just look at this. On one side, you've got Egyptian hieroglyphics, a puzzle we famously cracked. But on the other, you have the Voynich Manuscript, this bizarre, mysterious book that has stumped absolutely everyone for centuries. So what's the big difference here? Well, it all comes down to having a key. Linguists have a fancy term for it, a corpus. For the hieroglyphs, our key was the incredible Rosetta Stone. It was basically our dictionary, showing the same text in two languages we already knew. That let us map everything out. And that's the bottom line. For something like the Voynich Manuscript, there is no Rosetta Stone. There's no reference point. So without it, all that beautiful, complex writing is, well, it's pretty much just noise to us. It's a lock with no key. But a lost language isn't the only thing that can stop us. Sometimes the message is in a language we know perfectly well, but it was intentionally hidden from prying eyes. And that's when we enter the world of cryptography. The basic idea here is pretty straightforward. You take a normal message, you apply a special set of rules, that's the cipher, to scramble it all up, and out comes an encrypted text that looks like total gibberish to anyone who doesn't have the secret key to unlock it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some of these ciphers are so complex, so mathematically sound, that without the original key, they are literally unbreakable. So if that key was never written down, or it was destroyed or just forgotten, that message is gone for good, even if we know the language inside and out. And that brings us to the third barrier. And honestly, this one might be the most profound of all. This isn't about the language or a secret code. It's about the entire world of meaning, the culture, that has just vanished behind the symbols. So imagine we find a symbol like this, carved into some ancient ruin. And then right next to it, there's another one. Are they connected? Do they mean different things? We can see the pieces, but we have no clue how they're supposed to fit together. And then a third. We can physically see them, we can copy them down, but we can't understand them because the entire world they came from is missing. And this list just says it all, doesn't it? A simple shape could be a god, a number for measuring grain, the name of a ruler, a warning about danger. I mean, it could even be a shopping list. Without the cultural context, without getting inside the heads of the people who made it, we are just guessing. So with all these massive challenges, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, what about our modern tech? Can't we just throw some AI at this problem and solve it? Well, we're definitely trying. And look, AI is amazing at some of this stuff. Pattern recognition, it's off the charts. It can scan millions of symbols and find structures a human would never see. It can even try to brute force its way through some codes. But see that last bar? Understanding lost context? Yeah, that's where even our best technology just falls completely flat. Because that really gets to the heart of the issue, doesn't it? A machine can analyze data, but it can't resurrect a lost world. It can't know what it felt like to believe in those gods or to live that life. It can't recreate the shared human understanding that actually makes communication possible in the first place. So where does all this leave us? We're left with these beautiful, incredibly frustrating, and just fascinating silences. They're like these echoes from our own past that have reached us across thousands of years, but their meaning just evaporated somewhere along the way. Just to put this in perspective, as of today, we know of at least 10 major writing systems that remain complete and total mysteries. That's 10 whole libraries of human thought and history sitting right in front of us, but we can't read a single word. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. The ink on a page, the carving in a stone, that stuff can last for an incredibly long time. But understanding, that's fragile. It's fleeting. And when it's gone, it might just be gone forever.